following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
Don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody. He's a macho. Savage, you're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it, the macho.
Wrestling fans throughout Radio Land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the Ugandan Giant Kamala. And that's my story.
You can hear words to describe the Trash Talking Radio Show from 7 to whenever we get done is by using a screwdriver to cut roast beef. This is Flunever Sean, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the Trash, 7 to 10. Tuesday nights, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the Animal. One half of the world famous Take in the Road Warriors. What you do? If you know what's good for you, you'll listen to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking Radio?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch, because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio runs wild on you?
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this. When the Vital Idol tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of pop, the king of swing, the international rock star way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol, Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
I think the sound may be better this time, hopefully. Hopefully it's better now. Hopefully. I'm hoping that... see, everybody says much... Well, not everybody, but Ann said much better, So the problem was, apparently my computer made me reboot it, and there was no update or anything. It just decided to be a prick and not let me do anything, so...
It wanted to restart.
Yeah. This is so weird. This program is so weird. Sometimes it'll work flawlessly for weeks and weeks and weeks. Then sometimes every week it gives me a new issue. And I didn't change any of the settings.
No.
And yet it's now better. Oh, I did just reboot. And I was going to reboot it, and I thought, no, it seems to be working. And no, it wasn't. So where's there? I want a hand check. The people that said they were going to be back,
Where's
they better
Tina?
be back.
Tina.
I want her back.
Where's Tina? She
That's
promised
right.
she would be back.
I feel like I should contact her on instant messenger saying, "Where are you? You promised. and we lost Jim, and we lost Mike.
Yeah.
But we gained a dog. Hi, dog. What do you want? As if I don't know. I know what you want. I know what you want. I know what you want. What you really, really want. Over there. Go over there. She has one. She has one over there. Look, right there.
Look what I got.
Put it in your mouth. Put it in your mouth. Hey, there's
Christine
Christine Harding's there. All right, Tina. Oh, my. All right, so now, okay, so all the things I want to tell you, I got so much to tell you. I got so much to go over, so many cool things that happened recently, and I really think that I want to share it with all my friends, and I think that you'll like some of the things I have to say. And now if I can get rid of this screen, it'd be really cool if I can get rid of the screen. Oh, I gotta hit the other button, that's why. Anyway, so let's bring this back to, let's have a picture of the day. How about a picture of the day? You want a picture of the day? You ready for this?
Sure.
Picture of the day. Oh, that's not the picture of the day. Darn it. That's right, I rebooted the computer. Darn it. Didn't have the right picture of the day. Hold on, I got a picture of the day. Hold on. Don't look at these. These are not the picture of the day. These are, hold on. I got some really cool pictures of the day. Pictures of the day.
Good.
So, as most people know, I should say, not everybody, but as a lot of people know, I was in New York last week, and I left here right after the show, drove all night, and got up for, I had a 4 o'clock call time, a.m., and I got there in plenty of time, and so that was fun. And let's see, which picture of the day do I want to use? I want to use this one because people will like this.
So
that was Sunday. That was my growth that I got all day Sunday. I was shaved Saturday, and then boom, there I am. You know, I look like Kris Kringle.
Did they give you a magic pill that you just grew it in a matter of
I just woke up and it was done. You know, actually that's a role I'm playing where I'm a homeless guy, but that doesn't look too homeless because I got a real nice shirt and stuff. But that's a movie I'm in called Listen and Watch.
Okay.
And I'm a pivotal role in that, so it's kind of neat. But that I don't like that. I look really old there. And I used to have a beard that was pretty heavy. Like, it wasn't that. It was more bushy than that.
Right.
But I have not had a beard like that in 30 years. So, yeah. I had to have it when I was younger because I wanted to get into bars. And then as I got older, I didn't need it because then I looked a lot older than I wanted to. So, all right. So, here we go. Where do I start? I guess I could start with... So I left here, got there at 4... I think I got there at... had to be there at actually 4:50 is when I was supposed to be there. I got there at 4:15. And that place was kind of interesting because it was in Brooklyn. And to think that a studio this size can be in Brooklyn is really mind-blowing. And actually, I'll show you what this... I won't show you what the studio looks like, but I'll show you what the looking out the window of the third floor. This is what it looked like.
Oh wow!
There's the city, and there's another thing, another part of the parking lot, and there's another part of the parking lot.
Can you cut me off? My sister's calling.
Your sister's calling you. Yeah. Okay, let me cut you off. And then I took another picture of the other scene. So this is all from the third floor, and as you can see, the city is back in the background. This place is huge, and this place is really, really cool. And I can't tell you how exciting it was to be in a real studio instead of like they rent the first 3 times that I was up in New York. They rented these buildings. They rented a library, which was supposed to be Congress, and they also rented a former bank, and that was supposed to be part of Congress as well. And those were the buildings they used. But this time we were inside a studio, and this studio is really kind of cool because they took the time to build the congressional hearing in this building. And so let me get you, I took some pictures you're not supposed to take, so you can't tell anybody. This is what it looked like in the studio that we were at. So they had this green screen over here, and then the green screen ran up along the way, and then back on this side too. And I mean, they really spent a lot of time and effort on this, and the lights were way up here. These were huge lights that lit up that room, and the room was really big. The building itself was huge. This is just one section of the building that we used, and Matthew McConaughey was right there. I don't know if he was sitting there when this was taken, because this was probably between takes. His stand-in may have been there, and right there would have been Robert De Niro, and again, his stand-in was probably there, so you don't get to actually see Robert De Niro if that was him. It was really a neat place. I mean, they had the tables and everything laid out, and this guy here was one of the people that they were putting on camera, and I was right behind him, so I'm sure I'm going to be on camera for this, for that, at least for that segment. And it was really a very interesting. I can't wait to see this movie, because this movie is very very cool. Let's see here. Which way do I gotta go? Do I gotta go this way? Yeah, there's some more people, and there you can see the green screen. Now, the reason there's a green screen here is this is the Republican section, this is the Democrat section, but they actually had a section over here and way over here, because it had to be twice as big as what they show on the screen. And actually, I was in the Republican section twice, because they made us come in, and like there were parts where you stand up and there were parts where you sit down, and if you stood up at the one section, you had to stand down, you had to stay down at this other section, because they basically superimposed us with the green screen on the other section. So it was really an interesting thing, and a lot of really cool stuff. There's the lights up there, and it was pretty intense. I mean, it was really neat, and I learned a lot of stuff about. I mean, the reason I went, I didn't go for the money, because there really wasn't a lot of money. Once all the stuff was said and done, I really kind of lost money in the whole situation, because I was just doing background. But I learned a lot about how they do things, and the whole way that the background workers and everything work. So it was worth it just for that. But I didn't really make money. I really was using it for networking and using it to learn about how they do these really big budget movies. I should say big budget, not movies, but big budget. It's a 6-part special. So I really think it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, and in 3 days I got 3 hours of sleep. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, now I can hear you. Yeah, I mean, so I don't get much sleep when I do these things, and I slept in my car. But anyway, so it was kind of fun. It was very hard to stay awake the last day, and so when I went to go there, they didn't have parking for us, even though they had that giant parking lot. Mm-hmm. We were told we weren't allowed to park there.
Right.
So I got there extra early to find a parking space, and there was no parking hardly any. I mean, the thing is, here's the problem. I was willing to pay the money for a parking garage, but all the parking garages open at 6 or 8, and I was supposed to be there at 4.
Of course.
So I'm driving around, and about probably a quarter mile down the road, I hit a Jewish part of town. Now, normally, I wouldn't even it doesn't really matter most times.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that made it special was that it was traditional Jewish people.
Okay.
So they wore the Jewish clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time I saw these guys wearing these big Jewish hats.
Mm-hmm.
They look like giant snare drums on their head.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, they really do wear that stuff. And they had all their kids with them and stuff. And it was like, wow, this is just really close to, this is not what I expected. Because this is, when you walk the streets, you see all this graffiti and stuff in the streets. And I just don't really, when I think of that, of a Jewish town, I really think I'm thinking of a lot cleaner town.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's a myth. But it was really neat. And as I was driving around, I was looking for some parking garage I could park my car in because I didn't want another ticket.
Right.
And I ran across a place that was a block away from where I was going, and it was free.
Oh.
It was under a bridge.
Well.
So I thought, okay, I'm going to park here because everybody's parking here. So if I'm going to get a ticket, everybody's going to get a ticket.
Right.
So I'm going to park here and see if I get away with it. So the first day I parked there, and I got out there, and I didn't have a ticket, so everything was okay. So the second day, I went back there again, and I parked in the corner. And as I was parking there, I was thinking to myself, is there going to be an a-hole who parks, like, I was parked this way, because this was the end that I was, like, this way, and there was a curb, and it was, and like, so there were 3 cars, mine and 2 other cars, parked facing this way.
Right.
Then the next set of cars were facing that way, and I thought, is there going to be an a-hole that parks right behind me so I can't get out?
Yep.
And I was so tired, I didn't care. So I went and did what I was supposed to do, and then they let us out at 4 o'clock. Now, the significance of that is it's New York City at 4 o'clock. It took me for 4.5 miles. I was there in traffic for more than an hour.
Oh.
For 4.5 miles. Okay, but let's go back a little bit. So I go out and I thought to myself, I'm walking out and I'm really tired, really, really tired. And as I walk up the sidewalk, I'm thinking to myself, I really don't think anybody would really park right behind me, would they?
Somebody did. Somebody did.
There was a Charger parked right behind me. And the curb were like that high. And I thought, okay, I'm really tired. So I could either go to sleep, or what else could I do? So I thought about it. I have a Tesla.
You didn't jump the curb, did you?
Tesla has adjustable suspension. When you go fast, it goes down to the ground. If it goes to if you go 4x4ing, you want to raise it up.
You jumped the curb.
I pushed the button, raised the suspension all the way up. Got out of the car, looked around, make sure that I could actually clear the curb once it was up, and I went slowly up over the curb and jumped the curb. And I then proceeded to take my long journey home. So there's advantages to having a Tesla.
They tried to pull one over on you, but they didn't.
They did not. No one did. And I got to think. I think to myself, wonder what would happen when he came out. I wonder what he thought when when he saw that space there. I was too tired to wait. I don't even know how long it would have been. But I think that was really rude that the guy actually blocked me in.
Yeah. No.
And as I was parking there, I was thinking I could just park in another space, and I thought, no, I don't want to park in another space. I'm too tired. But anyway, so that was my fun story about that. But Robert De Niro, he went down and he had a really long monologue to do, and I thought this will be interesting to watch someone that's been doing this for a long time do a monologue, and this monologue was really long, and I thought he's going to nail this every time because he's a professional.
He didn't.
He didn't nail it at all. At any point did he get through from the beginning to the end without stopping.
Oh.
And that was really wild, because then that made me feel so much better. I thought, if he can't do that, then I don't feel so bad.
Right.
And so as he went through, and I mean, he was good. He was good. I'm just saying that was a really long monologue. And what he did is what I usually do when I'm doing a monologue, or when I'm doing lines and I screw up. When if you're not doing live theater, you got to do it right.
Right.
So if he screwed it up, he would stop, and then he would do that line again, or he'd do that paragraph again, whichever depending where he was at. And that made me feel so much better, because that's what I do too. And right. I didn't realize I was doing it right. I was just thinking, how would I do that? Right. And it was really, I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And watching him nail this stuff, it was really cool. It was, and we did it, I don't know how many, 2 days worth of this.
Oh, wow.
And it was really probably a 15-minute segment that we did for 2 days. But they did every angle you could think of, like when he was walking down like he walked out from the hallway down the let me bring this picture back up again. Okay, so he walked down this aisle right down here, and as he walked down the aisle, he then came over. Oh, somebody just left a voicemail.
Okay.
I wonder who it is. Who could it be?
Somebody called in.
Yeah, well, they left a voicemail. It's probably it's from Indiana, Shelby, Indiana. See what it said. Well, they didn't leave a message. It just, yeah. So he walked all the way down the aisle, around that corner, then over, and then he ended up right here.
Okay.
So he did that so many times. I was thinking, man, that he probably did that 20, 30 times each day. And but then they did a thing where the camera was coming down by itself, and you think that from his eye view, so it looked like he was shaking people's hands, and their hands were coming out like they were shaking hands with him, and he wasn't there. It was just the camera. It just looked like. Okay, like from his view of what it would look like if someone were to shake hands. They did it the other way around, where he was being followed, or he was in front of the camera's in front of him, and you could see him shaking everybody's hands. They did it like all these different versions of things. And it's gonna, like, they're not gonna use 99% of that footage.
Right.
And they had cameras above us. They were shooting like 4 or 5 cameras at a time.
Oh, wow.
They had, it was just so amazing to me of all the things that they were doing. I mean, this was the biggest budget. I mean, when I worked with the Youngest Partisan, that was, they were only using 1 camera at a time.
Right.
And that was the way that I figured it would be. But the 1 camera at a time, but they do different angles of it. And they would do the scene again. But this time they were like, they were doing lots of angles.
Good.
And that was really cool. So, then Robert De Niro is a lot shorter than I thought he was. He's probably like 5'7".
Okay.
And then plus he was walking down there. Our seats were up a step, so he would look shorter because it was just kind of funny. It was just kind of, it was interesting because we got to actually work with, like the first time we worked with our directors were just for background people. This time we worked with the background directors and the director of the scene. And that was cool. And Matthew McConaughey is pretty funny when he wants to be.
Oh, yeah?
People were like, I shouldn't say this, but he was revealed to be a bad guy.
Ooh.
And when he was a bad guy, somebody went like this, and he went like that back to the guy. It was funny. That was pretty funny. But it was just, a lot of things that I've really never thought of. And because I have a lot of TV shows that I want to do. It gave me a lot of food for thought.
Good.
On how to do things. And so, like I said, it was really, I didn't do this one for the money. I did this for the knowledge on directing, the knowledge on all the things that happen in a full scene. So that was really good. I don't want another week like last week, because when I got back, usually when I do these things, I run myself ragged, and it's kind of like it's like jet lag. You get back and you can't seem to get things together for a couple days. Well, then I had to do acting Saturday because I went and committed myself to this other part, which was the homeless man part, which I had to be that guy with the beard. And they originally were trying to get me to commit to Sunday at 11, which is the time that I'll be practicing with the other band. So I didn't do that. So I ended up not doing that. I said, no, I can't do that. And he said, oh, I'm sorry, it was Saturday. So I ended up going Saturday, and I was like trying to do this all together, and so I did that. And then Sunday I had the band, so I like pretty much was like having a full-time job again. Right. All right, who's calling me? Nigel, you're calling me now. You're really calling me now. Tell Nigel that I'm doing a show and I can call him back after the show.
You want me to answer?
Yes, go ahead. Just tell him I'm on the show, the radio show. But anyway, so that was a lot of fun, and that was a lot of work, and it was fun. But we just had a lot of work that I had to do, and a lot of learning that I did with it, and I think it set me up for other things that'll be coming down the pike. And today I got right before the show started, I got an email from one of the people that I applied for a part there, and I made it to the next stage. So I got to get them what they asked for and see what happens. And I decided not to do the one audition that I had been offered, and that was because I read the script. It was not what I thought it was going to be. It was kind of a BDSM kind of script. And it didn't seem like that from the original thing, but the script was the character that I was picking has to kneel down in front of this strong man, and his wife is behind him, and his wife doesn't know that he apparently is submissive or something, and I decided that's not what I was looking for. I don't mind being like a not aggressive person, but that's a little bit different from the point that I need to do for myself. Right. So that was kind of funny. I'm not going to audition for that one. But this new one is interesting because it's a guy named Dave who has a construction company, and I don't know his whole part. I don't know his whole backstory, but because I only got 2 pages of the script. But we'll see what happens. They really think I'll be good because they like what they've seen off my pages, because my pages have a lot of stuff. A lot of my auditions are on my Actually, let's try to see if I can run those today, because I definitely want to run those, because we didn't do them for 2 weeks.
Right. Well, Monday was exhausting for me. I had to take my stepdaughter. She had surgery, which all went well.
That's good.
It was kind of a necessary surgery in the end, but it was also a pointless surgery at the same time. So.
Well, how could that be?
Well, the doctor, when he got in there, it wasn't what he thought it was.
Oh.
So he said he wishes he could have predicted the future, otherwise she wouldn't have needed to go in to do the procedure that was done. But since he couldn't predict the future, that was the option that we needed to take. So we had to be up at the hospital at 7 o'clock in the morning. So it was a very long day for us, and I don't sleep. Haven't been sleeping well. I get to sleep at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was on my sleep medication, and then I had to be up in time to get her and get to the hospital in time, and it was for a long day, but all in all, we made it through.
We what?
And then I got good news today, which you know about, but I can't say until next week.
Okay. We'll give you this, okay? Even though you shouldn't be getting all this stuff. All right. Well, I got 5 different auditions. This first one is, this one I don't have to do because I actually sort of did this one a long time ago. There's a story behind this one.
Okay.
So, all right. So I was supposed to do an audition for a guy on Actors Access, and I missed the audition because I was in New York.
Right.
So I was bummed about it because he sent me the script, and the script was one I did 2 years ago.
Okay.
So this guy apparently uses the same script for every audition. And I had done the script, and it had to be done Sunday at midnight, and I finished it at I finished it around midnight, and I thought it had to be done Monday at midnight. So I went to send it over at Sunday at about 12:05, and I couldn't because you had to have it in by midnight. So I was bummed about it because I'm trying to get work with these guys because they have a regular TV series.
Right.
And I'm trying to get on TV. And so...
Now, you talked about before these points that you have to have. Is this all counting towards these? Okay,
so, all right, let me back up a little bit then because let me tell you what that's about. So there's union and there's non-union. If you're non-union, you can't do union work. If you're union, you can't use non-union work. Now, there is some union work that uses non-union workers, like the one I just was in. And you need to get what's called vouchers. And you need 3 vouchers to become union. Now, I did the day 0 for the vouchers, but found out they don't offer vouchers for that TV series. So it bummed me out because I thought, well, why am I doing this then? But I'm glad I did it because I got to see a lot of stuff that I needed to see. So the key is I got to find 3 movies that are offering vouchers. So now I got to ask the question before I take the job, just to make sure that they offer vouchers. So now these TV shows are non-union that I'm looking at. So this TV show is a non-union thing.
Okay.
Now the only reason you would need a non-union thing is, or the only reason I would take, let me put it, say it a different way. So I don't want to be union yet, but I want to get the vouchers. Once you have the vouchers, you can become union at any time. So I want to get the vouchers so that I can become union at any time. Now, there's another way that you can become union without these vouchers. That's called Taft-Hartley. And that is if you can become union if a production is putting out, let's say, for instance, they needed an older singer who is losing his hair and has an iWatch and has back problems and knee problems, and it has to be that unique, and you can't find someone in the union that does that, but you could find someone outside the union that does that. Well, then you could become Taft-Hartley into becoming a union member, because they need someone like that. Or say, for instance, you needed a guy who could do quarters across his. There are people that this is a true thing. This guy got the part because he could flip quarters across his knuckles. I actually know how to do that. I can do that, but it wasn't me.
Right.
But you can, and they couldn't find someone to do that, so he got Taft-Hartley'd into it because he
For
could
the
do that.
smallest little thing.
It's the stupid little things
Wow.
that get you in. But anyway, I need to be union at some point, so I want to become eligible to be union. But it costs $3,500 or $3,800 once you're in union. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
Especially if you're not working regularly.
Right.
And you're also in a smaller pool of people because you're not against everybody in the world, but you're against people that are names
Right.
now for parts. Now I'm not in that.
Do you possibly get more jobs if you're union, or?
Possibly, but it depends on who you are and how much drive you have. Now, you've got to have an agent, or you don't have to have an agent, but you probably need an agent. I don't need an agent yet, but I want to get an agent.
Right.
I mean, there's lots of things to consider with that, and at this point, I'm not looking to be union because I'm still trying to make my way through this.
Now, when you mean agent, do you mean somebody else that is already in films?
Someone that's going to book me.
Got you. I was thinking
Right
like
now, my
another
agent-
actor or actress.
My agent is me.
Gotcha.
I don't want to be an agent. I don't want to book me. I would rather have someone else book me.
Right.
But at this point, and I can get an agent without being union.
Mm-hmm.
And I will get an agent without being a union person.
You just want to say, have your people call my people.
Yes. And, I do want to get an agent, but at this point it doesn't pay for me to be to get an agent until I've proven myself where I need to do it. And I'm at that point where I can pretty much prove it because you have a job. You work 5, 6 days a week. I'm an actor. I work 2 times a year or whatever. An average person in where I'm at. An average person. The one guy that I know that's an actor, I put in quotes, hasn't worked at all last year. Because see, it's motivation. You have to book yourself. You got to go out and find the jobs. He actually, quote unquote, didn't want to look for jobs because there was a writer strike and then there was a actor strike. Well, that didn't affect him because he wasn't union. And I said to him, "Why aren't you looking for jobs?" "Well, there's a strike." I said, "Yeah, so?"
Doesn't mean that there's not jobs out there that will...
Exactly. See, that depends on how motivated you are. Now, I did 4 movies in a year. That's a lot of movies for an independent guy. And I'm on my 2nd one now.
Right.
And if I get this one that I'm working on, I'll be in my 3rd one.
Right.
And we're not through half the year yet. It depends on your motivation. And if I keep doing that, and an agent sees that, they're going to say, "Oh,
I'd rather want him versus
I want
him."
somebody that's motivated. I want somebody that's willing to do things. I want somebody that's going to go to New York or L.A. if they need to go to New York or L.A. And I want to show that I'm not just sitting around Harrisburg, because Harrisburg is not the place to go.
No.
If you're trying to be an actor, you don't want to be an actor in Harrisburg. There's just not a lot of work. There is some work, because the homeless guy, well, it wasn't Harrisburg, but it's Hanover. It's close enough. So basically, I'm doing what I can do to...
Is there anywhere that you wouldn't go to do an acting job?
Probably. I don't know. I mean, I don't like going to New York, but I go to New York. Probably. If someone said, "Would you go to hell?" I probably won't go there. I've been there, but I probably won't go there. No, I mean, I can't say that I mean, okay, I probably would not want to go to Columbia.
Okay.
And there was a job I applied for that I actually was doing in Columbia that I wanted to go. I wanted to do it because it was about an aging rocker. And I would want to do the part, but I wouldn't want to go to Columbia. But would I do it? I don't know. I'd have to know all the details.
Columbia's what and where?
South America.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really want to go to places where where I can be killed. You know,
and that's what I was getting.
Yeah, I mean,
is there a place besides America that
I mean, I'd have to know all the details, and I'd have to know like a lot of things because I don't like to leave.
Bodyguard.
Yeah, well, I got to be paid well enough to get a bodyguard. You know, it would depend on a lot of things, but I want to say there are probably places I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't necessarily want to go to North Korea, you know. But would I go to North Korea? It depends how much money they're talking about and how secure I would be.
Yeah.
So, you know, there are things that all those things got to come into play. Yeah. Would I want to go to the Bermuda Triangle? No, not really, because there's no way to tell you that you're going to be safe, you know.
Right.
Things like, there's a lot of things involved. So,
a lot of stuff comes into play.
Yeah, I mean, I was offered a chance to go to Ireland again for another game show, a different game show. And I didn't jump on it because, you know, I'm not really looking to do a game show. I would do a game show, but it's not really where my interest is. My interest is in acting and trying to become a good actor. And
because on a game show you can't act.
Right.
You're
and they won't let me be, when they say, what have you done for a living? I'm not allowed to say actor. I can say I'm a musician, but I'm not allowed to say actor because they don't want actors on their show.
Right.
So, I mean, there's things that, you know, when you look at things like that, there's a lot of things that I got to think about, and I definitely there's a lot of things that I got to consider when we're talking about this stuff. So when it comes down to it, I'm less likely to jump on things that don't sound like, you know, I'd love to go to England, but I wouldn't go to England unless I was doing an acting thing.
Right.
I'd like to go to Ireland, but, you know, the thing is, those are all a lot of, like, time away from home and things like
absolutely.
that. And that's difficult for me because I'm not one that really has to travel and feel good. To feel good, I can be good just being home. So when I think about, okay, so back to the story.
Sorry.
The story was this. So I made this video, and I couldn't send it to them because I missed the deadline. So then they put another ad for another part for another episode, and I sent him a message saying, well, because I applied for that one and got the same script for that one. I said, hey, by the way, I applied for this one, but you wanted it back, and I was in New York, and I couldn't give it back. So he opened that one up again for me, so I could apply for it, even though... So I applied for this one and that one, and they were the same audition, so I sent them both the same thing.
It pays off to just communicate sometimes.
Well, sometimes you can't communicate because you only have one shot because, you know, unless he...
But it doesn't hurt.
The reason... well, the only way I could communicate to them was if they had opened up for another episode, because you can't communicate with them.
Right.
So I communicated to him on the second one saying, hey, I applied for this other one too, but I didn't make it in time because I was up in New York. And he sent back, he opened it up and let me get to apply it. And I sent him the same thing for both of them because it was the same script.
Right.
And and they sent me back saying, we gave it to someone else, but we loved your thing. We want to keep you on file. This is the fourth one in the past couple weeks where they're saying now they want to keep me on file.
Good.
So it's not just no, it's now no, but this part's not for you.
Else.
Yeah, this is not the part for you. We'll find something for you, hopefully. So that's good. I'm getting a different answer. It's not a no, it's a not now.
But that's also showing progression from when you first started.
And they're seeing as my resume gets bigger. See, I can't use background on my resume. You're not allowed to use background. But when I can do this. I just got done with working on 0 day in New York. That's all I tell them. That's all. It's not on my resume. It's just on my cover letter. And if you're in the business, you know what 0 day is.
Right.
I didn't say I was a lead actor. Didn't even say I had a part. I just said I was working on 0 day. And that's all I got to say. And now I'll put that on my fun facts too on my page. That's not saying I had a part. It says I was on 0 day, and I was on 0 day.
You worked on it.
Yeah.
Didn't
So
say where or how.
that's my new trick. Is they're going to know I was on 0 day, even though I was on background. And I'm not going to say I wasn't on background, but I'm not going to say I was on background.
Right.
So, and that seems to be getting me some action. So, all right. So anyway, this is what I did for that one. I'm hoping this is going to play. And if it does,
Classy Mike Trash, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I'm reading the part of the detective.
I played the detective. Now this is one I did like.
And what time did you get home?
This is the.
I already told you.
I did.
Tell me again.
It was 12:30 or 1.
And you found his body as soon as you got here.
As soon as I walked through the door.
But our records show you didn't call 911 until 3.
The sound wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
Remember, these
Shock.
weren't working, remember?
It was my brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. They're still not working? Oh, give me the...
Okay, but there's something else that isn't quite making sense.
What's that?
So I have
The hunting rifle that you kept in the garage. We found it.
Find out which one.
At the bottom of a lake.
Okay.
So,
Now I should.
With your fingerprints on it.
Sword?
There we go.
I'm not saying another word until I talk to the lawyer.
Okay, so that's the one I did 2 years ago, and that was a lot smoother. It took me like, 2 years ago, it took me like 40 minutes to do it. This time it took me like 10 minutes. You know, I've gotten a lot better on all this stuff, and I've gotten a lot more confident, and they wanted that in the TikTok style.
Okay.
Which was good because I had a lot of garbage around me because I had boxes around me, and I had to, like, I thought, oh shoot, I don't want to do it TikTok, and they wanted a full length, so I had to cut it down. These aren't as good of sound because something happened with my system upstairs. Seems to be a common theme here, and I did fix the sound on towards the end. This one was for I was
Classy Mike Trash from Dalton, Pennsylvania, and I'm playing the part of Pickle.
Step right up. Step right up. Win the grand prize. Young one. 5 gold coins for a chance to win. Ooh.
Fish! Don't give that charlatan any money.
Hey, Bob, Baldy.
I'm not bald. This is a stylistic coma.
Stylistic.
New rule. Don't touch anything. Don't look at anything. Don't even think about anything.
What did you say?
Now focus. We need a map.
Found it.
Of course. I'll get that map.
We play the game.
No, we're just getting the map.
Isn't that stealing?
No, no, no. It's more like borrowing. We're not stealers, Fish. Now, we just need to distract these imbeciles long enough that I can begin slowly rolling the map bit by bit until it fits snugly in our pockets. Fish, you start by... Fish, what are you doing?
He's taking a map. Hey, you can't take my grand prize. Eee!
Whoa, we're not thieves. We just, need a way out of here.
Get in line, buddy.
Okay, Fish, give the nice people their map back, okay?
But I thought you said they were imbeciles.
So that was me as Pickle. Now, I have no idea what the whole thing's about. Then there was, see what else? I don't even know what the other one was. The other ones were. These were all good though. I was Blake in this one. I don't know what Blake is either.
Classy Mike Trash from Dalton, Pennsylvania, and I'm reading for the part of Blake. Long night.
What do you want? I already gave you everything.
You're almost done. Just one last thing and you're off the hook.
Oh, I'm a detective.
There's always going to be one more thing, won't there?
I promise this is it. You know the arms buy is happening tomorrow, but you don't know where or when.
You're kidding me. You want me to put a bug on them? Hey, it doesn't matter. I can't anyhow. He broke up with me.
It's unfortunate.
You're a smart girl, Haley. You'll figure it out.
I won't do it. Go ahead and turn me into the FBI for once. If they caught me, they'd kill me.
You will do this, or I'll let Luca know what you've already done. And I think you can guess what monsters do to rats.
Oh my gosh. Is that me now?
And if Luca would do this to one of his own guys, just imagine what he would do to you.
He wouldn't.
I don't want to, but I need to. This needs to happen today. Remember, you help me, I help you. You're almost out, Haley.
It had a picture on it but when I turned it, the picture wasn't there, so. I think there's two more. Let's see here. Rowan. Rowan was a good part too. All these.
Classy Mike Trash from Dauphin, Pennsylvania, and I'm playing the part of Rowan. You wanted me? Well, here I am.
Mr. Quinn, you know who I am, and you know the family I work for. We agreed you would assist in delivering a shipment for us to New York.
Mariano Morales, son of Diego Morales. May he rest in peace. Do you know my family? We get things done. Hard things.
We were under the impression you would be sending one of your sons to see that it was managed properly.
He's not like his father.
Who?
Mariano. His father would build a web like a spider. See what he caught and build from it. Mariano is like Predator. Hunting, killing, taking. Dangerous way to live. I did send one of my sons. You tell Mariano we will keep our end up.
One of these two sons? Not that bastard son you had. What is his name?
His name is Hooker. But say what you just said again.
Not that bastard son.
That's it. Right here.
He's choking her.
What?
My son, bastard or not, has my blood in him. Now you don't know me, so I'm going to let you make that mistake just once. Call my son a bastard again, I won't be as forgiving. You understand? I know who you represent, and I know what deal we have. Don't ever come here in my bar and insult my family, ever. Hooker will make sure your shit gets from Miami to New York. It won't be him that fucks up. Understand it. Mariano's brother, Santos, is riding along. I don't like that. I don't know him, and I hear he's not professional. Give them their guns back, boys.
That was a mean guy there. I think that might be the last one. Let's see here. Though that was one of my, like I said, they've gotten so much better.
They have, and like a lot of the times too is they're looking for like how you, how do I want to say it, like your faces and how you portray things and,
yep.
and
I
stuff
put
like that.
And the breaks that you make, instead of just reading it straight through, I had to get myself together after I strangled her. So it's just those are the things that I think about when I'm doing it. It's how would I want to do this? I had one last one.
Classy Mike Trash from Dauphin, Pennsylvania, and I'm reading for the part of the father.
Does he have brown hair?
Yes.
Does he have a beard?
Yes.
Is he a master plumber in the state of Alabama?
Naturally.
Has he proudly served the greater Birmingham DMA since 1961? Does he drive big, bright orange trucks with his name on it? Is he always on time, licensed, and polite?
Yes, all that.
Ooh, it's gotta be Mr. Brown from Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, where comfort comes naturally.
My hair was messed up. I just saw that. So that's, all right, that's all of them. I know why I didn't get that one. So when I went to New York, Wednesday night, I went to a bar called Bright Lights or something like that. And this is my friend here, and she works there. She's also an actress. She was in San Diego with us. And I was trying to find a part for her in Flocked.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's in her 30s. And so I thought, all right, here's an idea. I said to her, okay, here's an idea. You could be my long-lost daughter. I figured that'd be good enough.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't sound so excited about that. And I thought, okay, so I'll rethink this. But she said, yeah, I'd do that. And I thought, I expected more out of her. I expect her really to say, yeah, that'd be great. So I thought about it while I was... So when I left there, I went to the charging station, plugged my car in. Now, this charging station I've been to a couple times, and they've always been... they've had a couple cars there, but that night, all spaces were taken.
Of course.
And this is in the middle of the night. I didn't expect that. And they stayed pretty much full all night. And people were coming and going the whole time. So I charged my car, I pulled it over, and I watched the security guard to see what he was going to do and see if he was going to bug me or not. And when he didn't bug me, I climbed in the back and fell asleep for 3 hours. And anyway, so when I was falling asleep, I came up with another idea.
Mm-hmm.
So the story of that is that I wanted to leave the house because everything was going wrong.
Right.
My partner died, and my wife left with my wife to be left with my best man. Let's make her the wife to be. And so the more I thought about it, the more I thought, wow, this could be really interesting. So I sent her a text saying, would you do that? She said, yes.
Oh.
I said, oh, okay. So here's the idea. I'm leaving. These are all ideas that I pitched to the people, pitched to all the people involved in the project, and I can't. And some of them gave me some ideas too. And this is what I think I'm going to do. In my vignette, where I'm talking about when I go, look, this is why I became this way. I'm going to have a shot of her in a wedding dress from the back. And when she turns around, you're only going to see her from here on up.
Okay.
Like a Wilson thing, like from Home Improvement.
Yes.
And so I'm going to explain that she ran away with my best friend, our best man. And then we're not going to talk about her till the end of the season.
Oh.
Because then she's going to become the best friend of one of the girls I'm living with. And she's not going to know that that's the girl that burned me, and that girl's not going to know that they're living with me. And there's going to be things like, oh, yeah, my boyfriend used to do that. Or, I'm going to say, oh, you met who? Oh, really? Oh, my ex used to do that, Anyway, at the last show of the season, she's going to be in the house. I'm going to be in the house. I'm going to be like, you bitch, what are you doing here? Don't talk to my friend like that. Your friend? What are you talking about? That's going to be the big reveal.
Yeah.
And then the whole next season, she and I are going to be at each other's throats. But here's the difference. Now she's going to be Lisa, because she's going to be like, in front of everybody, she's going to be as sweet as can be, and she knows how to pull my heartstrings. And like I'm never going to go out with her again. And then she's going to sweet talk me, and I'm going to cave. I'm going to go out with her again. And every time the friends are around, she's going to be perfect. She's going to be the perfect woman. But the minute the girls leave, I'm going to say, you wouldn't believe what she did to me. Oh, you're just exaggerating. They're not going to believe that she's doing this to me.
Yep.
And I'm going to let it go for a couple seasons like that, where I'm going to fall for everything she says. Every time she sweet talks me, I'm going to be like, yeah, all right, yeah, okay. But I think it's perfect.
Yep.
It's going to be every comedy, you got to have some kind of conflict. And this would be the conflict. And I told her, that's going to be a bigger role than I expected it to be. Because I just wanted her to, wanted to find something where she could have a reoccurring role. But she's such a sweetheart. I can't see her being like that.
Right.
But every woman has it in her.
Mhm.
And I know she can do it because she read the Maggie part when Maggie wasn't around. Because I needed a Maggie because I was trying to figure something out.
Right.
And she actually did the Maggie role really well, where she did the sweet, sweet Maggie, but you knew that wasn't her. You knew that wasn't, there was something else there. So I think she can do it, and I think she'll be perfect for that.
Right.
And the fact is, with her being half my age, it'll make it even more interesting because nobody's going to see that coming.
Nope.
And, yeah, I think that's the role she's going to get. I got to think of a name for her, but I might just call her Lisa. Because there's no other person that ever gave me that kind of problem. But where she's got to have that little switch. She's got to be able to pull that switch, and I think she could do it. I've seen her act in another movie that she was in, a movie she was in, and I think it would be really good. I think she's going to be perfect for that.
Good.
And I love the idea of the suspense that nobody's going to know except me. I mean, the girls are going to know, but they're not supposed to know. But the whole way through, like, we'll just miss each other every time. Like, she'll be out, and nobody will make the correlation. Nobody will know about it because all the way through it, like, well, he doesn't like to have people in his house that he doesn't know. Okay, well, wait, hide in here till I make sure he's gone. And I'll walk out and hey, what's up, girls? Oh, yeah. Oh, you want to have company? Oh. I'm just going to go to my room, you know.
Right.
And I'll never run into her until that last episode. And nobody will make that.
Right.
They'll just think, you know, because, you know, it'll just be a coincidence that her hair is that color. But with the veil on, you may not even catch that.
Right. Ooh, this is going to be good.
Yeah. It's funny. There's no off switch to the genius mode. There's just no off switch. But yeah, I think it'll be really cool. I can see it now. And she's such a sweetheart. I mean, every time I'm with her, we laughed when we were out in San Diego because we were East Coasters and the other two were West Coasters.
Right.
We like to stay up late and get up late. They like to. Well, for us, they would be going to bed at our normal time, but it would be late for them. And they like to get up like real early, and in the morning, so like they'd do whatever they had to do, and then when they'd leave, we'd be like, when I'd get up, I'd like, oh, they were so loud this morning. And then she would get up and she'd be like, man, I can't believe how loud they were this morning. I said, yeah, I can't believe it. Why do they get up so early? And we're like complaining about them. And I'm saying they should be like us East Coasters. We're like, you know, we're like mellow. And we just like get up late. And we were just laughing about that. And we were saying, man, we must be relatives or something. Cause
no, that's funny you said it because that was me this morning.
But you know, but they get up and they were so loud. They were just like stomping around the house and like loud talking. And we're like, I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking, why are they so loud? I mean, it's like kids like stomping and loud, walking. Oh, loud. Jeez. But anyway, it's just funny. But we kind of get along because of that connection for sure. Then, I like the shopgoodwill.com. And I'm on there looking for anything. I mean, I find the weirdest things. But the light show that Ken and I had was automated.
Right.
So you'd start the music and it would just do what it's supposed to do. When this new band, that's not going to work. Because we don't have a computer. So I found this.
Ooh.
I looked that up to see how much that's worth. $1,800.
Ah! How much did you get it for?
What do you think I paid for it? $1,800, brand new.
I'm going to say $700.
$700.
Am I anywhere close?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
Do you think anybody could pay $700 for an $1,800 board?
See, I don't know electronics though.
There is a 1 in the number.
Okay.
We'll do it like Price is Right. You got the first. You got one of the numbers.
Okay.
Now you got put it. Is there a number?
I'm gonna say 1,100 then.
You're saying 1,100.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Just ask for one number. Ask for.
One number?
Is there a number? Is there?
Oh, okay. You said
You know,
there
there's
was
a 1. There's a 1 in there.
Is there a 2 in the number?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, see, my other guess would have been 1,200, because that's what I was going to say, but I said 1,100 instead.
There is not a 0 in that number.
There's not a 0.
Well, I mean, after the period there is, but
I'm going to say 1,225.
Wrong.
I have no idea then. $1,300? No. 700? 3, 4, 7? Yeah. 1,000.
There is a 7 in there. Would you like to solve the puzzle?
I'm all confused now.
$127.
$127.
It started at like $10. I put a bid in for 10. Then somebody outbid me. Then I thought, okay, fine. I'm going to let it sit till the very last second. And it started going up. I thought, oh man, this goes too high. Because I have a risk here. Because what if it doesn't work?
Right.
Because I don't give you money back. So I waited and waited, and I was down the last 30 seconds, and it was at 75. So I decided I was going to put in a bid for 250 because they take, and it stopped at 127. So I waited till the last second. I didn't want to bid early because I figured somebody else would try to do what I was doing.
Right.
So I waited till the last
second. Yeah.
And I was banking on them not thinking that it would go that high. Because I've lost things at that playing that game too.
Right.
And I've won things playing that game. So I've won some guitars at that price. I've won power amps. I've won really good stuff. And most of the time it's good stuff. So yeah.
I got a couple good deals this week off of Amazon. So, and I mean with their discounts and.
Well, I'm hoping at some point to hook it up and see everything that works and learn how to use it.
Right.
Then I'm going to teach someone how to use it so that they can be our light person.
Right. Is that look at me in particular?
I might.
Okay.
So,
I'll be down.
But we'll see. And then okay. So there's another thing that would be interesting too. We're having a show in September.
Okay. And
Amadeus said that he'd like to have a band there. And I said, really? What for? He said, no, I just think it would be cool. I said, well, could there be an angle around that?
Mm-hmm.
He said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, I don't know if my guys will do it or not. He said, well, you know, he wasn't necessarily pitching that. I said, but if I could get them to do it, could we build an angle around it? Because who knows, I may be a good guy by then.
Right.
And even if I'm not, I'd still do it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I said, I don't know if they'll do it or not. So at Sunday's practice, I said, hey, I don't know if you guys want to do this or not, but, you know, this is in Philly area, just real close to Philly. And I don't know how much money will be involved in it, but there's a wrestling event, and I said, they might be interested in having a band. They said, we'll do it. I said, you didn't even ask me. I said, there may not be much money here.
Right.
They said, well, we can carpool. We'll do it. I said, well, chances are there's going to be an angle around that. And the one guitarist said, oh, that'd be cool. Tell them they can suplex me. I said, no, there will not be a suplex of a guitarist. That will not happen. I said, there will probably be something that happens to me, but not you. Oh, man, I got some crazy people. And Sunday's practice. We didn't do anything at all, did we?
No, we've been like just talking off the
I have
wall
all these stories I put together, but we haven't touched any of the stories yet.
But that's what we do here.
Yeah, but I mean, usually I have some stories. In fact, let's see, what else did I want to take a look at my notes, because I know that I had notes of stuff that I wanted to talk about. I want to make sure that if there is anything that's really important that I talk about. Let me see here. Say I want to talk about New York City, talk about parking, talk about, what's that say? Can't see what that says. And Matthew McConaughey. Oh, De Niro. Okay, I did that. I talked about all that stuff. So that's good. I feel like I did do some of the stuff I said I was going to do. I can hold off on that. This is... I do want to talk about this. Harvey Weinstein, you know who he is. He was put in jail quite a bit ago. He was like the big guy in Hollywood. He was like the man that if you pleased him, you were going to make it in Hollywood.
Right.
Well, the problem was he was kind of doing things a little shady in that if you slept with him or let him masturbate in front of you or all these crazy things, you would make it to get parts in movies and stuff. And the problem is, that's kind of illegal in some places, in most places, in probably all places. And so he went to jail for rape and stuff.
Right.
Now, here's what's really weird about it. The New York appeals court overturned his conviction.
Oh.
So he is no longer considered a rapist, and he's getting out of jail. Now, if I was one of those women, I would be furious about this.
Yeah.
There was even a movie out about 2 years ago about the women that actually put him in jail.
Right.
And I don't think he has a power anymore, but he used to have all the power in Hollywood. And these women put him away. So I kind of think that it's really odd that he was...
Yeah, really.
That they're letting him out. So that I saw that, and I was really shocked to see that, because I thought that was the last we'd hear of him. However, at the same time, there was another article about Harvey Weinstein that just came out. He's been hospitalized.
Oh, great.
His health is health's a train wreck, which may be karma coming back to get him, because he looks horrible, and maybe maybe he'll get a clean record, but he'll die first.
Right.
I mean, if this stuff that they were talking about is true, if he did the stuff he says that they say he did, man, there's just no way he should be out of jail.
Right.
I mean, that's that's just horrible. So that kind of makes me wonder how much of that is true. You know, I don't know. I just know that it's really strange that this all happened. Still waiting for this. Okay, now come on. Let me have it. Come on, let me have it. Give it to me. Okay. So, yeah, this is weird to think that this world's strongest person in the entertainment industry went to jail, and now if he overturns this, now he's been in jail for how many years has it been? It's been a couple of years, or it's been a bunch of years. I think this happened in the Me Too movement was because of him. He was that was in the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's when it happened, because all of a sudden all these people got in trouble, and he was the one that they started it with. I mean, nobody ever saw it. Look, he's got a walker.
Oh wow.
You know, he's a train wreck, and so if he's going to get out of jail, at least we have something to worry. Or it says here, says an Los Angeles judge sentenced Weinstein to 16 years in prison. That's not bad for raping women, I guess. But he's got to be. I guess he's getting out. It's got to be 20 years he's been in. I would have thought.
The hashtag #MeToo was used starting in 2017.
Oh, was it that? Was it that late?
As a way to.
Oh.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking it was early 2000s. Huh.
Nope.
2017.
Yep.
So he's only been in jail 18, 19,
as a way
20,
to draw
21, 22,
attention
23,
to the
24.
magnitude.
So he's been in jail for 7 years.
The problem. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was earlier than that. But, yeah, he's, it says here, while AA didn't specify what health issues Harvey's hospitalized with, his struggles are well documented. He's dealing with cardiac issues, diabetes, sleep apnea, eye problems, among others. This guy had so much money, and he had so much power. It's just crazy to think about that somehow he got convicted, and now it's even crazier to think that he got it overturned.
Yeah.
Says, of course, Weinstein's convictions in New York were overturned by an appeals court earlier, but Harvey remained in custody because the overturned convictions didn't affect his Los Angeles sentence. Oh, okay, well then he's still in jail, okay.
I was going to say, because it still says up on, like, the generic, like, searching.
Yeah.
American film producer and convicted sex offender.
Well, then he is. Good. Well, I just found that really,
Well, here this says, where is Harvey Weinstein now, and what his overturned case means for his prison sentence?
Yeah. So that I found was really interesting because of all that stuff. I found it really, it kind of bothers me a lot that he would get away with that after all this stuff. I mean, he has no power anymore, but he probably has money, so he probably has been spending a lot of money trying to get this overturned. But yeah, that's crazy to think about. Okay, we can leave that. I don't need to do that one until next week, so we'll leave that one in. You know, there's certain things we can do next week, things that aren't time sensitive. I felt that the Harvey thing was time sensitive. Let's see. Yay, what's that one goes off on? Oh, that one was wild. Okay, we don't need to do that one this week. That one don't need to do till next week. Oh, this one's interesting. Okay, so Amazon has a. Okay, so this Amazon has a big budget that they do for their some of their films.
Mm-hmm.
So Amazon. It says accident on set of Amazon Studios. Says here, injures multiple crew members in Atlanta. Now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is the one. This is the Eddie Murphy one. Eddie Murphy had a stunt that went bad, and quite a few people got hurt on this thing. And it was a car accident. I think it was a car accident in this. But the stunt went bad, and it was nobody that people would know because it was stunt guys that got injured on this. But that doesn't make it any less tragic.
Right. You got to be careful.
Oh shoot! I went and closed it. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, here we go. It says an accident on the set of the upcoming heist film starring Eddie Murphy and Keke Palmer has injured several crew members. The incident happened on the set of Amazon's MGM Studios' upcoming film The Pickup, which is shooting in Atlanta on Saturday. Per an Amazon MGM Studios spokesperson. Now, think about this. MGM Studios was a huge studio. Why does it say Amazon MGM Studios? Did Amazon buy MGM Studios? I guess so. That shows how much money that Amazon makes, that they're buying studios. But,
no kidding.
Yeah, that's crazy. But the accident occurred during second unit action sequence that had previously been rehearsed. Unfortunately, the sequence did not go as planned. Several of the crew members were injured as a result. So, spokesperson added, we're still in the process of gathering facts on what happened and why. But it says here the incident was a car crash that occurred when the truck locked up and another vehicle hit another vehicle. So, yeah, those kind of things do happen in the real life world of movie making. And that's why there are stunt people, so that the... now, this one's interesting. CM Punk is not a is not liked by a lot of people. Okay, you know who he is, right? A wrestler.
Yeah.
Okay, he's not liked by a lot of people in the wrestling business because he screwed over a lot of people, and he actually did a lot of things that weren't really cool in the business. Like he walked out of the WWE and didn't just quit the WWE and sat on his butt for 14 years or probably 12 years and didn't even wrestle. And then AEW brought him in, and then he screwed over a couple people in AEW and quit the promotion, and then he ended up in WWE again.
Okay.
And a lot of people in WWE, very few people knew he was going to show up that night.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got hired on WWE, and a lot of people were very unhappy because a lot of people call him a cancer, okay, in the business. And so this was really funny. He was at a show, and this is a Twitter thing I'm going to show you. He was at a show, and somebody had a poster, and he signed the poster, but the poster was not a pleasant poster.
Of course.
It was funny. It's called CM Poop. And he said, I'm going to sign this poster. So, I mean, maybe he did change. Maybe he really, truly did change. But you know, he was...
I appreciate the effort. Yeah, hold it.
Thank you so much.
What's your name?
Thank you, Mia.
Mia, nice to meet you. Reese, nice to meet you. Have fun, girls. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I sure appreciate it. I love you.
Now, I got to tell you that I had him on this show, and I found him interesting. When he was
Right.
on this show, the one time he he was put on this show and he was weightlifting while he was talking to us. It's like, well, that's kind of weird and disrespectful, but you know.
Right.
And he did. Both times I had him on the show, he was like, he left me interview him. He was, I mean, I guess because he wasn't anybody back then. He was part of Ring of Honor,
Right.
and Ring of Honor gave us a lot of their stars, a lot of their people that we thought were cool. It was cool because nobody else was getting him, and we had a good relationship with him. So we got to interview a lot of people that are really big stars now.
Right.
They came up through the ranks through Ring of Honor. So that was just kind of funny. I saw that today when I was going through, and I was like, oh, okay. We can do that next week. Yeah, I can do that next week. Those are all okay. Now let me see if there's anything I want to save from this one. There was some stuff that I definitely want to talk about today. Let's see here. Oh, this is interesting. To me, it's interesting because it's Tesla shares have been down a lot lately, and actually, they had a margin call for my account saying they wanted me to kick in more money because, well, margin basically is you're using, like, I have money of mine in my account, but they give you credit so you can buy more than what you buy. The problem is that when you use margin, they can just arbitrarily decide that you have to have 50% or 60% has to be yours, or 30% has to be yours, depending on the market. And because there was a bad week last week with stock, the stock was worth $140 or something last week instead of what it's worth now, which is $170. And they were telling me I was going to have to kick in money, and I haven't done that yet. And today it was at 170, so it went back up. They said I had till today to kick money in. So hopefully by tomorrow. Anyway, the shares on this are up 15% after China clears way for Tesla to do advanced driver assist. That's what I have now, where you're actually don't have to pay as much of attention. What were you laughing at?
I just remembered something.
Does that have anything to do with Tesla?
Yes, it does.
Oh, go ahead.
So, my friend sent me a picture the other week of outside our work. There was one of the new Tesla trucks sitting outside of Panera.
Yeah, the old the new Cybertruck.
Yes, the new. And so when she walks in, she was talking about it and said it to my one boss. And he goes, "Oh, is that what that ugly thing is sitting outside?"
That's funny. It really is a unique shape and a unique.
He goes, "I wondered what it was." He goes, "It looks like a piece of junk."
Hey, everyone's entitled to what they think, and that's.
Mind you, he just turned 21.
Well, he should be the kind of people. He's the kind of people that we want, though. He's the kind of people that usually jump all over this stuff.
Right.
That's interesting to hear. But on the same sense, this Tesla. You'll like this. So today I applied for a job, an acting job, for a new rideshare platform.
Okay.
And they want you to take pictures of a mock rideshare. And I sent them a message saying, I'd love to do it. I have a Tesla and I have a Model X and 2023, and I want to see if they respond, see if they'll let me do it. I may get it because I have a Tesla.
Right.
I just thought it would be funny to do a Tesla rideshare because they do have people that use Tesla that's in the rideshare. So I'd be interested to see if they respond to it. But you never know. I don't care if I get it or not, but I figured it pays pretty well, so
Right.
I thought I'd be a little different than most people, because most people are going to try to, oh, here's another one that I probably should hold this for Doug, though.
Oh.
What?
Veterans TV actress Maria Adams just was at 55 or 85.
Hmm.
I just got the thing that came across my.
There was somebody else that died too that I didn't think was really wasn't anybody that was earth shattering, but yeah. What?
Last Tuesday's when it was, because right here, here's the picture she sent me.
Oh, cool. Well, when I was in San Diego, we saw one too, and I was like all excited because that's the first one I saw live. Okay, make sure that these things. I want to keep these for Doug because I think they'd be.
Was it the first player of Survivor that was voted off? I know she passed away.
Yeah, that one was one too, but I don't know if that was the one or not. Oh, here's this was another Twitter one that, I like those Twitter things. This woman picks on a man, and sometimes you just don't know when to quit, do you? So this guy here, now, watch her. She's fast. Watch, look. She's like, go ahead. And he's like, that's the kind of woman that scares me, man. Those are the ones that come right at you. But she wasn't backing down. She just was coming at him, and because there's nothing crazier than a woman that's crazy. And she choked him out. She wasn't afraid.
No, she was not. Ooh.
Yeah, you don't mess with her.
Does she even have any pants on?
She has panties. That makes it more exciting.
Probably like a bikini bottom. That's what it might be.
All I know is that guy was humiliated in front of his friends.
I would be too.
Yeah, you don't mess with women that.
Oh, that was a dress.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was her.
Yeah.
So she did not have.
Like I said, it was panties. But female.
I didn't see it was a dress to begin with.
Female Floyd Mayweather Jr. She definitely took him out though. That was funny. I'll take that one out. That's we don't need that one now. What else we got here? I had another one about a boxing thing that was really good. I think I saved that one. May not have though, because I would have thought that would have been.
It's fun, likes boxing.
I like boxing like that, where a woman just doesn't care. She just is going to take care of you, whether or not you want her to. Let's see, is that okay? Police Chipotle. Yeah. Okay.
Do I know the story?
I don't know. The story is Chipotle manager admitted to lewd acts in a restaurant.
Yeah. Yep.
You know about that?
Yep.
Oh, well, let's talk about it then, since you know about it. I don't, other than the article. Here's the article. It says that Chipotle was in Pennsylvania too.
Yeah, that's the one right across from my job.
Really? Oh.
I do believe so. It was in Cancun.
It says here, exposed himself and masturbated in the dining room of a Pennsylvania restaurant, according to police, who said that a female victim felt 3 squirts of a liquid hit her jeans when she got up to leave the table where he had allegedly been pleasuring himself. Man, I just do not get... Yes, Camp Hill, that's it.
Told you!
I can't imagine what in the world is wrong with people. I just don't... I don't understand. I don't understand why...
I told you I knew the story.
Yeah, well, I was surprised that you were like saying, "Oh, I know that story." What? I didn't give it to you yet.
No.
He actually jerked off booth in the freaking... How could
Sitting in the booth. Out in the lobby. Yes.
What is wrong with people?
Yes.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. People are just... I mean, he's young too, I guess.
So
looked like he was.
One of the bakers at my job, who is actually my friend, she works at her second job, or her first job is at Chipotle. Not this one, but the one on Englishtown Road. And they had a whole big description in the back of
what is going on,
letting him know what happened. Yeah, he's since
his name is Ransom.
Yes, he is obviously no longer there, but yeah, it was. They literally, in the whole article that they had in the back, it went. You see this, but I mean, they put graphic details. Oh yeah, it was disgusting.
Well, he looks like he's only probably in his 20s, if he's.
Oh, she said she stood
26.
there. Yeah,
okay.
She said she stood there and read it, and she said it was disgusting.
That's just. I mean, what is wrong with people? That's all I can ask. I don't get it. Why? I mean, we're a society, aren't we? We should have some kind of couth. I don't know. I just don't. Oh, okay. Here's another one that is interesting. I saw this today. This is this was sad news.
Okay.
So I asked him what that was about, and he told me. So I have a friend. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years. It's been a lot of years. His name is Billy Reel. He was on this show a bunch of times. Billy Reel died today. Might have been yesterday, but it's really sad. There's a group of people. Johnny Kashmir, Trent Acid, Billy Reel. They were a group of guys that all started in the business together. They were all in the wrestling business together. Johnny Kashmir is still alive. Trent Acid died in 2000, probably 2010-ish. And Billy Reel, I mean, Billy Reel was only, he was...
Maybe last gen cuckoo from everything.
What?
Byron?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just joining all right.
There's some really weirdos out there, but this is but anyway, he passed away in just like yesterday or today, I forget which it is, but we have a relationship with him with this show. I never had any issues with him to start it off. I mean, I know he's had people that had issues with him, but he was he's had his bad times and good times. He's been in trouble with the law. He's not been in trouble with the law. One of the things that he did that was really kind of cool. When he got out of wrestling, he I remember him coming on the show because he was a superhero. He actually climbed up a fire escape to save a kid who was in a fire. I remember that time pretty good. And he also I think I'm hoping I remember this correctly, but there was a woman that was being robbed, and he broke that up.
Oh wow!
I mean, he was like a superhero. He started doing this really crazy stuff, and just like out of nowhere would end up doing these things. And it's so sad to see someone leave this planet that young. But I saw this and I was really kind of, I think I put it on there somewhere, but I'm just going to look it up because I'm not going to find it any quicker. He was born in 79 and he died yesterday. American professional wrestler who worked primarily the Northeastern Circuit, which is basically where I spent most of my time. He worked in the tri-state area, mainstay of Jersey All Pro. I never worked Jersey All Pro. Actually, I never worked a card with him. But Billy Reel was 44. Jeez. Wow. Well, he's older than I thought he was, but I guess if I did the math, it should make sense. Born in South. I was going to do this. I was going to do this like a regular obituary. Mm-hmm. I still might. Born in South Philadelphia. He was a wrestling fan growing up. He was a fan of the WWF, and he used to go to the Spectrum when they had the events there. Met Angel Orsini, which I worked with Angel. Mm-hmm. Worked with Reckless Youth, which back in the day, back in the early 2000s, Reckless Youth was one of the guys that you would watch. You'd watch Trent Acid, you'd watch the Pitbulls, you'd watch Johnny Kashmere. They were all like good buds. They all knew each other and watched out after each other. He was trained by New Jack and Reckless Youth, and Mike Keener, who was referee. I actually had him ref my matches a couple times. He would team with Trent Acid and defeat Homicide, which was another big name in the day. And let's see here, what else do we want to know? He attended Dory Funk Jr.'s dojo in 1999. By 2000, he gained a considerable following. He worked with Frank Goodman's UXW. Wow, that's another name I haven't heard in a long time, Frank Goodman. Teaming with Mike Tobin, who I thought was going to be a pretty big name. Worked with Christopher Street Connection. I mean, these are all names that we had on the show. These are all people that, back in that day, I mean, we were very niche-y in what we did. We did only the independents. We didn't talk about WWE. We didn't talk about WXW or WCW. We only talked about indies. Like everybody else would say, if you don't talk about WWE, how could you be a wrestling? Well, it's because I was interested in these guys. I wasn't interested in people who already made it. I was interested in watching the guys go up the ranks. And as it were, a lot of the guys that we talked to in the indies became big stars. Seth Rollins, he was another name. He was I can't remember his name now, but he was another name, and John Moxley and all them guys, they were all in the indies before they were up in WWE, and we had all those guys. Right. I can name a whole bunch of guys if I sat back and thought about it, and I just really I feel sad that he died, and I just because he was one of the indie guys that we tried to push, and he retired early because of injuries and stuff like that. But Danny DeMano was on my show, and that was some of the people he was working with, and Bison, all these people that we were working with that we talked to, and I just think it's another one of those guys that never made it, but really worked hard to do what he could do, and dying at 44, I mean, geez, that's just way too young.
He's only 10 years older than I am.
Yeah, so a couple years older than me. It saddens me. It just saddens me so much because these guys were a big part of this show.
Yeah.
That was our lifeline. That was what my goal was to take these guys and help push them up the ranks. And Billy, I just loved the guy. I mean, he did, even though I don't think I ever met him in person, but every time I talked to him, it was fun to talk to him, and he did all these things that, like saving the kid and saving the woman or whatever and all that stuff, and yet he didn't get credit for any of that stuff. And there were articles, I looked to see if I could find any of them, because I remember back in the day, there were articles of him really doing this stuff. He was really a superhero. Yeah. He actually hurt himself on the thing where he saved the kid from the fire or whatever. But it just really saddens me to see that he's not with us anymore. And I don't really remember, like, there was so much going on that I've lost track of a lot of these guys. And, when Trent died, that really shook up the whole thing. I mean, Trent died of an overdose and stuff, and he just was too much into self-medicating. But I'm really sad that I was sad when he died, and I'm sad that Billy died, especially at that age. And Trent died at freaking 30,
right,
or something like that. It just is just too much death in these young kids. And anyway, what is Byron saying? I'm not ignoring you, Byron. I just was talking about. I have my okay. Yeah. You know the job is hurting the youngest. Yes, it is. Yeah. I just that's where I came from. I mean, right. I only worked the indies, and that's all I ever wanted to do because I was in no shape to. I got into the business at such a late age. I was 40
right.
when I started. But I tell you, I would not trade that. I would not trade the time I had in the wrestling business, and that's why I'm back in it. Because I love the business, and I love the business enough that I'm investing in a business. So the show we're going to have in May should be pretty cool. It should be really good, and the one in September is going to be really big. We're just growing. We're just starting to put this promotion together, and if this works out, we'll make an impact, and that's what I want to do. I want to make an impact. I want people to remember what we did. That's the thing about Trash Talking Radio. I wish I had the interviews that we had way back then. I mean, who would have guessed that we would have had Hulk Hogan twice, not even once, just twice. And I had so many people that tried to do this and couldn't do it. They tried to do what I did, and they couldn't because they weren't me.
Right.
So I mean, seriously, as obnoxious as that sounds, it's true.
Right. Yeah, it is.
You have to have, fortune favors the bold.
It does.
And I didn't want to do what everybody else was doing. Everybody was talking about pay-per-views and talking about all the things that this guy was doing and that guy was doing, and I wasn't working with any of those people. And they said, "Well, why won't you do that?" Well, why would I?
You don't need to.
I want it to be different. Why would you watch or listen to back then it was listen because they didn't have video. Why would you listen to my show versus somebody else's show if we're all talking about the same thing? And we weren't. And now there's all these shows about independent wrestling that nobody wanted to talk about back then. Why? Why didn't they want to talk about them? They thought there was not a market for it, and there was a big market for it. There were I had a pretty big following when I left the wrestling business, and I probably should have stayed in it, but there's a point where you get burnt out, and I got, the thing is, when you do this business, like there were people that tried to do what I did, and what they did was they burned bridges for everybody.
Right.
They started like the local radio station had had Terry Funk on their show, and it lasted 30 seconds because he was mad at him because they weren't asking intelligent questions. Well, I had him on all the time, and he loved coming on the show.
Right.
When you do things the right way, you maintain the relationship, but they didn't have that, and and a lot of the people won't even come on shows unless they get paid nowadays.
Exactly.
And I never paid anybody for anything. So they felt it was an honor to be on the show.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, we can do more shows. We can do more
Byron said COVID excelled these shows.
Yeah, but a lot of these shows destroyed themselves just by not being professional about, it's one thing, a lot of these places wouldn't, a lot of the guys would come on the show, come on shows like this, and the hosts, if you're not in the business, you got a different, you got to, there's a lot of people that would protect the business and not give you the true answer. But if you're talking to somebody in the business, I already know the true answer, and they're not going to try to BS you. And I had my reputation was I was in the business, and you weren't going to. I did have an issue, and one of the reasons I stopped doing wrestling, when one of the last interviews I did, I had a stroke, and I was trying to get my mind back and my voice back, and the people I had on the show were people I knew from the wrestling business, and the reason I had them on the show was I thought they would protect me.
Right.
They didn't, and that's why I stopped doing it, because the people who I was protecting all those years didn't protect me.
Right.
And I just said, I've had enough, I'm not going to do this anymore. And that's when I changed the format of the show and decided that now I'll do something else that's, and it got old anyway, but there's these two guys that came on my show. They were young and stupid, and I didn't like the way they treated me. They were treating me like I was an imbecile, and I didn't like that, and they should have respected my reputation and stuff. They didn't, and they were the last ones I had on that were wrestlers, because I wouldn't deal with it. So then I decided, okay, I'm going to do something else, and I figured I'd let the other people have to deal with it.
Exactly.
And yeah, I'm not saying that there aren't any successful shows out there now, because there are.
Right.
And
but ultimately, you got to do what's best for
and
you.
It got old. It got old after 10 years. After 10 years of, who would I have on that I didn't have on? Because you couldn't get back when I was doing this. Do you know where
RC Debris is? I love his wrestling.
I do not. But like back in the back when I was doing this, I had already interviewed everybody I wanted to interview except Ric Flair. And since you couldn't at that point, you couldn't interview WWE guys because they were very protective of their people. It was very difficult to get. The stuff I went through, the hoops I went through to try to talk to WWE guys was just horrible. And the only reason I got Jericho on was because I could get Jericho not through the WWE. I got Jericho through his record label. And if I had to go through the WWE, I wouldn't be able to talk to him.
Right.
And the only people I could talk to from the WWE, I had to get them sideways. I had to get them elsewhere. I couldn't get them through, because they made me like, I had to fax them this, then fax them that, and then I had to, it's like, they all know me. You should just give them to me. I would have liked to have had some of the people that were on there, but I didn't care enough that I would worry about it. I was glad to get Bret Hart. I got Bret Hart because Bret Hart wasn't with the WWE anymore, so he did it. And he said he'd give me 15 minutes, and instead he gave me 2 hours, and it was on his dime because he was calling me from Hawaii, and he kept talking, and I kept letting him talk because if you're going to talk to someone in the business, who are you going to talk to that's got more knowledge than him? Right. But it was just it was sad, and there's times that I do miss it a little bit, but I'm going to talk about wrestling next week because we're going to bring on somebody from the APP. So I don't want to focus on wrestling now because it's a much broader thing. I love what Doug brings to the table.
Right.
I think that's awesome. I want to talk about something that I found today that about UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be interesting to hear what his take on UFOs are. What's your have we talked about this? What's your take on?
So.
Do you believe that there's life other than
I don't think I've really sat down and thought about it, to be honest with you.
Well, we got an article that we're going to be covering. I won't do that today, but it's on someone who was on an airplane taking video of the outside. Have you been on airplanes?
No.
Okay. Well, if you get above the clouds, it's really cool to look down, especially if it's night and there's a city like Vegas. Well, they were flying over New York, and she was taking video of New York, and the Brooklyn Bridge is in the background, and you can see it. And a UFO flew in front of her.
Interesting.
Now, UFO doesn't mean that it's an extraterrestrial.
Mm-hmm.
UFO just means it's unidentified. So, what was it? Who knows? But I want to hear Doug's take on that, and that'll give you something to think about too, because that's going to be next week. It should be a good show. All right. So since we got some time, I guess we can talk some more stuff. What do you got? Can be a probe too. It could be a probe. It could be a lot of things. I'm curious because I don't believe there are extraterrestrials. I think what we see is what we got, and I really don't understand. We did talk about this on the show a couple weeks ago, I think. We talked about, could it be? Is it? Do you think there is someone? I don't know, but I don't think so. I really think that we would have known by now, because we got a lot of technology and we should know something. So, all right, let's look at some more of these things. Military tech, but aliens too. Well, military tech, there's something interesting about that. They just recently in Vegas, or I shouldn't say Vegas, in Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nevada, where Area 51 is. There is a guy out there who says that they're keeping technology. He doesn't know if he believes in extraterrestrial too, but he says that there are they use Area 51 to test technology.
Right.
And a lot of it is new planes that have just been built and stuff like that, and that's a good place to do it. And anyway, there is something that happened recently where the government broke into his house that was saying that he was a threat. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't a threat. He doesn't even have guns. But they believed that he was a threat, and who knows what he was threatening as, but those people are scary. Hey, Marsa's back. How are you? So, yeah, I mean, it whether or not you believe in extraterrestrials, there is something going on in Nevada. There are reasons why the government gets all weird about getting close to Area 51. So, and I did used to have a co-host who was adamant that there were aliens in that place, and he would fight me tooth and nail on that. And he believed that he was probed a couple times or something. I don't know. He believed that the aliens came and got him a couple times. So that gives you a little something. It's been a couple days. But yeah, you never know. I mean, we won't ever know probably until they decide to let us know. But I think it's interesting. So I can delete this now because we've done this. Okay. But all right. Let's go. Come on. Lived in the area for 15 years. All right, what did you see in the area? Did you see anything suspicious? That's the big question. And there we go. I mean, did you see this guy hanging out in the Area 51 place I think I wouldn't trust him if I did.
Sorry, I was looking up the guy that Byron said
What's
about.
that? Who did he say?
R.C. Dupree.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Who's R.C. Dupree?
Whoever Byron said about.
Well, what's it say?
Well, he had a show just this past April 27th that was in Vernon, PA, that he did, but.
Is that an Area 51 guy? Is that a guy that believes in the aliens, or?
No. Some wrestler.
Wrestler, okay.
Independent wrestler.
Okay.
So, but that's all I'm really seeing. I'm not seeing, like, he has a Facebook and an Instagram, but I'm not.
For some reason, I think I should know him, but I may know him from a previous life. I mean, I may know him from when I was in wrestling before, but I don't really remember him. Oh, I don't know him. No, I don't know him. Oh, you know, it's funny, doing wrestling.
That was from back in 2000, and that's the picture, I mean, assuming from 2002. This was just taken on Saturday. That's him right there.
Well, he looks the same, pretty much. That's pretty good. Wow. Okay. Why, I don't know him. And it's funny, going back to the locker rooms nowadays, the faces, they're all changed. The names have all changed. There are very few people that are actually in it from when I was in it. It's funny because I keep looking at it saying, oh, well, these guys must be all rookies, but then I forget. I've been out of it for 12 years.
Right.
So they're not really rookies anymore. Marshall says...
Same guy, R.C. Dupree did 2020. I don't know. That's all I found.
Marshall said Area 51, the non-existent place that an unmarked white flowing our Boeing 737 with a red stripe that regularly flies back and forth on a regular schedule that flies to nowhere, transports these Area 51 government employees back and forth. I mean, they pretty much don't let you get near the Area 51 space either, and they don't want you to take pictures. They, they're all afraid of all that stuff, and I just, I don't know. I'd like to be wrong, I guess.
Right.
I'd like to be wrong and think that there might be other beings from beyond the Earth, but I don't know. I just think that we would know it by now. I don't know. But, okay, let's see. All right, let's see what else we got here. Nope. You'll be shot for touching. Yeah, they're serious about their property. You don't mess around with their property. So, it's a good reason not to hang out there. Let's see. Trying to figure which ones I should talk. Oh, here. Life is a drunk picnic. Okay, you probably like that video. Life is a drunk picnic.
I didn't know. Okay.
Well, here it comes. Here it comes. Comes up. It's coming up. Here it comes. All right. This guy here, they just, why don't I hear any sound? I don't hear any. He just dumps the table, says an irate and intoxicated customer attempts to overturn the table but fails miserably. He falls under the table. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's it. If he was wrestling the table, he would have lost.
Right.
That's that one. Then we got, was this justified? This is was this person justified? I don't remember what it was, but was he justified? Instant karma. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh.
Sometimes you just don't mess with just anybody.
Right?
And I think that was a girl that was thrown across the freaking parking lot. Oh, man. You don't let big guys throw you like that. So was it justified? Was he justified to throw her? Was she justified for being thrown? That was funny. I just don't get people why they gotta be weird. Was this guy justified? Was this justified? That was the theme of the day, that particular day that I picked these up.
Yes.
Let's see here what
the
this
word of the day.
Yeah. What was this one? I don't remember. Oh, okay. That was this guy. Was this justified? Okay, hold on. Stop. Wait a minute. Back it up. Okay. Open the window. Here we go. Was this justified? Now let's turn the volume on this. It is on. Why didn't I hear any volume on the last? Okay, let's look and see if I have anything turned off. Okay, let's see if this was justified. He's moving up behind her, pushing her around. Kind of throwing her around like a rag doll.
Stop the bus and after.
Hold on, it's not done.
Oh!
These guys come out and says, beat the living daylights out of him. Look, it's a Lego bus.
Nice. Nice.
That was justified, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Some people. See, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know where that was taken either. That doesn't look like an American bus. But,
yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, was it justified? Hey, Mike's back. Then there is, did he remove her correctly? I don't have any idea what it was, but
okay.
Did he remove her correctly? See, I did these the other week when we didn't, oh no, the page isn't there. I guess they removed her.
Yes.
Guess the answer is yes. Well, that's why I can't hold these too long because, they just disappear. This one is, did he handle this right? I don't know what this is, but did he handle it right? Hopefully it's there. Oh, dude tried to, okay. Says here, okay. So this one was interesting. The dude tried not to go hands-on, and the girl would not let him alone.
Okay.
So the question is, was it done correctly? So here we go.
Right now. So what the fuck? That's what I thought you were doing. So go sit back down.
It's over. Nice. Now you feel good. Now you feel good.
Biz, you was talking all that shit to me on Friday. What the fuck is up?
The picture looks like you. Why are you mad?
Now, if you look, she's like not she's not letting up, and he's trying to be cool about things, but she's not willing to. She's just willing to keep. She just keeps going. So the question is he justified?
That's why you got mad.
Back up. I don't want to get mad.
What the fuck is up?
So he threw her across the floor. Now, if I had a girl chasing me, which I've had that before, where the woman would not let up, she would just keep slapping him,
Right.
You're always welcome to go to my Facebook page. I make can't see it, sections of wrestling and wrestling comedy and animal comedies. Y'all would love them. About 100 videos. Okay, well, I'll take a look at them. Sure. You're giving me permission to use them? Sure. I saw it. I think he is because she slapped. Oh, she was. Yeah, but she wouldn't even just. She wasn't just slapping him. She was following him around.
Right.
And I had a girlfriend once that she followed me around the house, and all she would do is just try to get me to hit her. Mm-hmm. And that's the one that said, Christmas Eve, she said, "You're going to jail on Christmas," because she wanted me to slap her so she could call the cops. Mm-hmm. And I would in my bedroom, close the door, and when she tried to get in, I just sat up against the door and wouldn't let her in because I wasn't going to let her touch me.
Right.
So there was no way. Okay, here's another one. Policy to file a complaint on an officer. Oh, this is interesting too. So the police aren't always the most politically correct. Let's see what this one was. I forget what these, because I did these weeks ago. So some of these aren't even here. All right, here it is. Man tries to. Oh, okay. So this is a guy who tries to file a complaint against an officer, and this was like very uncool. This was, I mean, I'll let you make your own decision.
Hello. Do y'all have complaint forms that you can complain on an officer?
Who on who?
On an officer?
Which one?
Do I need to tell you which one?
Yes.
I do? So you guys don't have complaint forms?
No.
No? So what do I need to do if I need to file a complaint?
Is it on one of the deputies or is it on one of the city officers?
It's a sheriff officer.
Okay, hang on. I need your name, address, and phone number.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Is this the form?
We don't have a form. I need that information from you.
So you need
and then one of the deputies will speak with you.
So you need my information in order to file
yes.
a complaint. So you don't need the officer's information, you need my information.
That is our policy.
Okay, can you tone it down just a little bit? Because you're yelling at me, but I'm not yelling at you. I'm just asking for information on how to file a complaint.
And she wouldn't help him. That kind of was weird because you know, how do you make a complaint against an officer there?
Right.
So when you want to make a complaint, you just
and
gotta
he
move.
wasn't talking any out the way of her.
Yeah. This next one is called Biker or Not. I don't remember which one this is too, because I make these names up as I go, so I try to remember what they are, and I don't remember what they are. Oh, that guy. Okay.
You're like, oh, that guy.
I remember when I see the beginning. I remember what it is then. Yeah, this is do you guys think this guy is a biker or not? See, these guys, I like to see them get hurt. Because you shouldn't be doing this on the
I was just going to say that. They're showing off, and then they get hurt.
Yeah.
And then they complain, oh, I was doing this and this and this, but I don't understand how I got hurt.
And he wants to sue the guy behind him because the guy ran over him, but he did the stupid thing like that. And actually, funny enough, okay, so back when I was working on my album, Ken and I were coming back from Lancaster. It was the middle of the night, and we were so tired. And we were cruising back. And as we're coming up 283, there was a place, there was a road that was parallel to 283. And we're watching, and this guy is riding a motorcycle like this, and he was riding it like this. And the guy was up like that. Mm-hmm. And he flipped it. And I looked at Ken, I said, do you think we should stop? said, no. I said, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
When I'm behind a bicycle like that, I stay a good distance back behind because I want to be able to, if something happens, stop and give them space. And I mean, good enough that there's another car that can fit in there. And then when they do...
Okay,
like,
the voting in the chat room is no. It's not, when I said biker or not, we got a not. And then we also got in there, no, he is roadkill. That's from the birthday girl, by the way. Yeah. So that one was I remember that. Now that I see it, I remember what it was. And I was like, what was that? Well, I can't remember. I'm going to have to put better descriptions than this because I don't remember what they are. Okay, how about, flood in a store. I don't know what this is about, but it must have been good if I put flood in the store.
Obviously, a flood in the store.
Yeah, but it had to be worse than anything else. It says worst nightmare in... Oh, this is... Okay. This is...
Door closed. Keep the door...
Hold on. Let's make this look big. Here we go.
Door closed. Whoa!
That is a flood. Holy cow.
Where's Viv? Whoa! What? Where's Viv? All right, you good?
That's a flood.
Oh my God. Jake, are you okay? Coming in.
Look at that. That's crazy.
Get out of here.
That's what I talk about eating by the pool.
Door closed. Keep the door closed. Whoa.
Man, that's crazy.
Whoa. What?
Is that nuts or what? What in the world's going on?
I wasn't expecting that to happen.
I'm sure they weren't either. Here's your poolside meal. Actually, you're right in the pool. All right, next one. This says Punk Kid. Oh, this was sad. I kind of didn't like this at all. Punk Kid beats a 62-year-old teacher. And this
double flush.
Yeah. See, this doesn't. I don't understand because today's kids have no couth at all. Not only is the kid beating a 62-year-old person, she's a 62-year-old person. So this boy is beating a female. I think that's what
Fucking bitch!
Hey!
Oh, maybe it's a girl. But either way.
Fucking bitch!
Hey!
I think it's a girl with a mask.
Yeah. But still, I mean.
It was like out of nowhere.
Yeah. You know, I don't get it because kids just have no respect today, and that kind of stuff just really makes me angry. There's no reason to attack a teacher, especially. I mean, now I've seen some obnoxious teachers that deserve it, but that one didn't do. It looked like that one was just helping somebody. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, here. Let's see here. Where they at? Okay. Ah, here you go. What do you do if a person parks in a fire hydrant lane? You'll like it.
I have no idea.
Okay. This will teach you a lesson.
Because I can't turn the fire hydrant on.
Correct.
Because that's what I would do. If I could turn the fire hydrant on, I would.
This is a good answer. I got a good answer here for you. Here's what you do. If you're hold on, I gotta stop it. Because you gotta be seeing what's going on. So there's a there's a fire
In their window?
With the hose through the window.
Nope, it's from the other side. It's right through the window.
No kink in the hose either.
Command to the Rocky, engine 7. Was the EMS assigned to box 7170?
That's what you do.
Where you guys located? 10 for EMS is showing on scene.
You know what the best part of this is?
Then the updated location now.
There's probably a pretty good chance.
It's a 710
But the thing that's funny about it is that they, not only did they break the windows, but they probably still got a ticket anyway. So you got not only, I mean, they broke 2 windows at least, maybe 3. It looked like they broke the front window too. They still have the windows replaced, and they're going to get a ticket.
Yeah, because why would the police have to, or the fire people have to pay for that when they park? Because you're not supposed to park by a fire station.
Right. I just think it's funny. Okay, let's back to that, see if there's anything else. I just think it's funny. I wouldn't think it was funny if it was my car, but...
Right?
Go under control.
Okay, and then the guy comes out to his car and sees it. I mean, it looks like his front window's broken too. They were probably going to do it that way, and then they said, oh, we can put it in the back. And I would have left some water in there too.
I would have.
And insurance isn't going to pay for that, I wouldn't think. I've actually seen fire department do this to that parked in front of a fire hydrant. Yeah, you know, you do something like that, you deserve to get what you get.
Exactly, absolutely.
I think that it's crazy that that you would be dumb enough to do that.
Even if, it'll be just a quick in and out. No, it don't matter.
Yeah, you pay for that somehow. You're going to pay for it.
Because a fire can start like that, and it can expand in a quick second too. So,
all right, weight loss or not? I don't remember what that was, but let's see what that one was. I don't know what it was, but there had to be something that. By the way, this site or this okay. So this site is called CCTV Idiots.
Okay.
That's where I get most of these things. Now sometimes it isn't them, but in this case it is. I don't remember what this one was about, but
weight loss or not?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was about.
Weight loss or not, apparently.
Yeah, but it has something to do with weight loss. I obviously it's not him. Okay, it's fine. Now I remember.
I would say or not.
Now I remember. That was good. That was worth it. I totally forgot what it was. I was like, what is that? I don't remember that. Now I see why I put that in there. That was good. It caught you off guard, didn't it?
It did.
You didn't see that coming because I didn't even see it coming, and I'm the one that caught it. So, all right, let's see. Here's another one.
I would have never. I was like, how do you? I mean, I've watched that show, and I'm like, but okay.
This says beaten a man half his size. Let's see what that is. I mean, I think that's obvious what that is. I think.
Beating a man half his size.
Yes. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Hey. Before this goes, I want to tell you about this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
He was on America's Got Talent.
Yes.
And this
I was
guy,
going to say, I saw him on something.
yeah, this guy is amazing that he is as agile as he is, because, man, talk about nature not giving him a fair shot. This guy here walks on his hands. He has no legs, and he can do things that I can only dream of doing.
Right.
All right, here we go.
Back down, calm down. It's not that, bro. Let's go. All right, let's get it. All right, you ready?
Oh my God, I can't do this. I'm too scared.
All right, get in there, John.
Why are you pushing me?
All right, ready? What? Get in there, John.
Why?
Let's go, Z. Let's go, Z.
Sammy, help me! Ow! Sammy, you lazy fuck shit! Ow! I can't do that. I'm too scared.
This is the world's smallest boxing match. Hey, back down, calm down. It's not that, bro. Let's go. All right, let's get it. All right, you ready?
Oh my God, I can't do this. I'm too scared.
All right, get in there, John.
Jim says, "I'm gonna have nightmares." The guy's really actually quite agile, and I'm really shocked at what he can do with his I want to say handicap, but he doesn't seem handicapped.
No, he doesn't.
He's very agile.
But
I've seen him do things like on monkey bars and stuff like that. That was just amazing.
He's learned to work with what he and adapt, and it. Yeah.
He does flips and stuff. He's crazy like that.
I think I saw the video of it.
I think he was in the finals of America's Got Talent, and I was like, he should have been a motivational speaker because he had such a good story. All right, this one's called "Exercise the Right Way," and I don't really remember what that one was about. Don't really remember what this was. What was he doing? Okay. Here we go. There we go. That's the. You did see this, right? Or didn't you?
Sorry, not really. To be honest.
You want to watch this? You do want to watch this. This is really entertaining. Okay, ready?
Sagoy!
Oh man, that's crazy stuff. Oh man. All right, let me see. Don't have any others. These I've had for weeks. Let's see.
He was on season 18, and he was a semifinalist.
Yeah, he was. I knew he got pretty far on that.
Yeah, he finished in the top 5 of his semifinal week.
It was crazy. I was bummed to see him not make it because that would have been awesome. But I mean, there were some really talented people on that time. Okay, what's this one? This was.
But yes, I remember watching that video. I remembered him.
Okay. Guess I'm going to have to go through these before next time to figure out which ones are still current, because some of the ones aren't worth keeping anymore, but I definitely enjoyed watching some of those. All right, let's see. All right, this will be the last thing. These are a guide to movies coming out in theaters and streaming this summer. Next week or two, the new Planet of the Apes is coming out.
Yes.
That looks like it's really
That's
good.
the Kong versus...
No. Planet of the Apes. Not the Kong versus... No, it's the Planet of the Apes. I think it's in 2 weeks. Don't look at me like that.
No, Christine just asked me.
Oh. Here they are. Here are the movies that are coming out. May 2nd has Turtles All the Way Down, based on John Green's novel. The Fall Guys coming out May 3rd, which looks pretty funny. It's a remake of a late 70s, early 80s movie with Ryan Gosling. The Idea of You is streaming on Amazon. That'll have Anne Hathaway in it. Unfrosted by Netflix is coming out. That's a Jerry Seinfeld making his directorial debut in a film about between cereal rivals Kellogg's and Post, and that'll be interesting. I saw the TV Glow, which is a Sundance movie realities blur for two teenagers watching a mysterious late-night television show. Wildcat comes out. Evil Does Not Exist is coming out. Jeannie Dubarry, I don't know, Vertical Theaters it says. It's a drama about a working-class woman who wins over King Louis the 15th, which is Johnny Depp. Tarot is coming out, a horror movie. It shows about what happens to a group of kids who uses someone else's deck, apparently a sacred rule in tarot cards.
Yeah.
Mars Express, it's a future set animated film about a private detective and her android partner on the hunt for a hacker. Catching Fire, the story of Anita Pallenberg, which is a documentary which goes beyond the headlines about the actress and muse forever associated with the Rolling Stones. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is being re-released. May 5th, Steel Magnolia's 35th anniversary re-release. May 9th, Mother of the Bride is streaming, with Brooke Shields plays the mother to Miranda Cosgrove. May 10th, Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That's I think it's the 6th movie in the series of the Planet of the Apes. I really want to see it. Then there's Gasoline Rainbow coming out on, I don't know what that is, improvised road trip about teenagers in Oregon searching for the party at the end of the world. Oh, that's okay. Lazarus is coming out. Ashley Judd stars in this thriller. Pullman, Chris Pine's directorial debut, about a normal Los Angeles guy asked to do some sleuthing around a shady business deal. Force of Nature comes out. IFC Films, about a federal agent investigating missing corporate whistleblower. Image of You is coming out, about identical twins pulled apart by a new love. Power is coming out, studies the evolution of policing in America. Then the 17th of May, If. I really want to see If.
Okay.
It really looks good. It has the star, it has, see if I can remember who the people, actually, it has Kaylee Fleming, who was from Walking Dead. She was the little girl in Walking Dead. Ryan Reynolds is in it. And the theory is, okay, so Kaylee Fleming is a little girl who sees all the imaginary characters that everyone has abandoned once they became older.
Okay.
So it looks pretty funny, and I definitely want to see that. Thelma the Unicorn comes out, animated film about a pony whose dreams of becoming a pop star come true. Blue Angels comes out. If you're looking for some Top Gun spectacle at the movies, that's what it's about. Back to Black. It's an Amy Winehouse film. It's about her being, she ended up being an alcoholic and ended up killing herself through alcohol. Babes will be coming out. It's A comedy about accidental pregnancy. Oh, I've always thought that was funny. Huh. The Strangers Chapter 1 is a horror movie. Then North by Northwest will be coming out on the 19th.
May 19th, my sister's birthday.
Yeah, there we go. Then the 24th, a new Mad Max.
Ooh.
They haven't had a Mad Max movie in 20 years. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Then the Garfield movie.
Ooh, that I want to see that.
Atlas will be coming out. Jennifer Lopez as a skeptical data analyst. Sight, which is from the studio behind the Sound of Freedom, which was Sound of Freedom was a good movie. The Keeper, based on the true story of an Army vet, George Eshelman, who endeavors to raise awareness about military suicides. May 29th, The Commander's Shadow, which is the son of Nazi commander Rudolf Höss. And on the 31st, Robot Dreams will be coming out. And there's Young Woman at Sea, which is a Disney film. So that's some of the movies coming out. Oh, wait, here's one from Robert De Niro. Ezra, story about a down on... Oh, yeah, I saw the trailer for this. This actually looks good. It's a story about the down on luck father, Bobby Carnival, who's one of Saturday Night Live's guys, fighting to protect his young autistic son. And Robert De Niro and Whoopi Goldberg co-star in this film. And that one sounds pretty good. So that's what's coming out in May.
Nice.
So, all right.
All right.
I guess there's still people, so we kept them.
Yay.
All right. I will talk to you guys next week. Hopefully we'll have the problems fixed so that we don't run into that same freaking stuff that we did this week. And I will talk to you all next week. And
come back next
week.
It
looks like in June, the Muppet movie's 45th anniversary.
Oh,
yeah. So anyway,
come back next week to find out what my good news is that I can say.
Yes, and we'll hopefully have these issues all taken care of next week so that I can have a smooth show and not have to worry about weird issues. So.